Manchester United won, Burnley won. A horrific night again in United's pursuit of a top four finish. The dominant force in the first half. The ball in the back of the net 3 times. There is some controversy as to whether or not those goals should have been ruled out. Maguire adjudged to be offside in a nothing challenge on Jay Rodriguez. A slight push in the back by Paul Pogba, and United found themselves with just a 1-0 lead. But that only tells half the story. Manchester United started the second half sluggishly. Burnley came out all guns blazing. They put pressure upon Manchester United, and this is where real football starts to take place. For all your ability, for all your coaching, for all your quality in terms of individuals, you have to then start to look at the wider situation. And the wider situation in this context being fight, determination. Do you shrink? And again, Manchester United's weak, decade-long mentality kicks in again. United barely register opportunities and chances for the majority of the second half. They start to get bullied in the midfield. Paul Pogba and Scott McTominay, much better than the midfield of Burnley, but they start to be bullied. Maguire is calamitous self again, slow, ponderous, caught on the turn. Luke Shaw playing Jay Rodriguez onside for his first goal in 50. I repeat, 50 Premier League games. And Jay Rodriguez hasn't scored, and he does tonight. Again, Ralf Rangnick sets up a team that dominates the early proceedings, creates enough opportunities and chances to put this game to bed, to put Burnley to bed. Again and again and again and again and again. Under Ralf Rangnick, Man United have started to do this in the past 4 to 5 weeks. And this is why I say to people, how you play is, of course, important. People talk about sustainability. It's important. But without the right mentality, without the right frame of mind, it doesn't matter. You are always going to crumble. And again, this Manchester United team lets the fans down, lets the badge down, as I keep saying, the club's run by the Glazers, so they didn't let them down. They did whatever they did tonight. But the lack of mentality at this football club is an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. United drop back into 5th place. West Ham win tonight. Bottle jobs. Man United are bottle jobs. 3 times they got the ball in the back of the net. Chances being created throughout the course of the game, and they were not able to maintain it. They were not able to put the finishing touches on here, and they've got nothing but themselves to blame. I don't want to hear from a single Manchester United fan about the referees. I don't want to hear it. They were bad decisions. And we will talk about them later on the show in terms of the context of football. United failed to win tonight because of themselves. Because of ourselves. Shrinking violets. No bottle, no guts, no desire, no determination. In the first half, our quality shone through. But as soon as our quality was tested, as soon as our resolve was tested, the going get tough, and the tough get going. And it's as simple as that for me. We are not tough. We are not resilient. We are not robust. And the irony in it is this, and I am calling out like eye test merchants here, the best teams in the world, as pretty and as beautiful as their football looks, they would have got right in amongst it tonight. City wouldn't have shrunk away. City wouldn't have had 2 goals disallowed and then cried about it. City wouldn't have created the opportunities to be 3 or 4-0 ahead and then sat back and gone, it's okay, we're 1-0 up. Liverpool wouldn't have conceded in the opening minutes of the second half and then failed to register a proper attempt on goal until nearly the 80th minute. Chelsea wouldn't do this. On a regular occurrence, you can always find an example when it goes on. But this is happening to Manchester United time and time and time and time again. It consistently happens. And that's why for me tonight, I'm not blaming the refs. I'm not blaming the refs at all tonight. In the first half, I was angry. I was tweeting about it. But I expect my team to move on from there and deliver. And they simply didn't do it. That is unacceptable. That is ridiculous. And you need to look at yourselves. I don't want to behave like some certain weak fan bases that spend all their time moaning about the refs, crying about the refs. Feel free when I open up the lines for you to come on and say that. That's your choice. But I have seen this performance umpteen times every season for 10 years. And until fans start to focus on the real problem, which is the mentality at the club, which manifests itself on the football pitch, we are never going to progress. All it took Burnley to do was press, get amongst us, throw in a few heavy tackles, and we faded away. Reminiscent of the Aston Villa game. Just like the Middlesbrough game a few nights ago. Beating Man United is not about your structure. Beating Manchester United isn't about, I got better footballers, better techers, bruv. Shut up. It's nothing to do with that. Get amongst us. And I know people hate that. They're like, oh, Terry's talking like Brexit football. Beat my knuckles on the floor. No, I'm talking real sport. Real sport at any level. Get amongst it. There are times where your skill will always outclass an opponent. But there are times in all types of sport where you've got to get down in the trenches and you've got to grit your way through. The great Barcelonas, the great Man Uniteds, the great Arsenals, the great Liverpools did that and still to this day do it. That's where we're going wrong as a football club. It's mental. I've been saying it most match reviews this year, mentality. Burnley outplayed us for 40 minutes of the second half. Burnley, who are, bottom of the league? Bottom of the league with one win all season. And you can't come back. Man United are a dead club. Man United are a finished club. Man United are done. Man United are legitimately done out here. Man United are done. It doesn't matter who we buy, who's our manager, until that mentality is back. Finished. And I will keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it until people get it. I'm not going to shy away from it. Look, we had on the pitch tonight. They did very little. And you know what? We started to build our confidence up towards the end of the game, but it was too late. We had that drive in from Rashford on the left-hand side where Varane nearly tucks it away. Ronaldo had two headed opportunities. Those chances, it's great when you score one of those last minute. It feels brilliant. But you should be creating them every 7 minutes, 8 minutes throughout the course of the game. You build that pressure up to a crescendo, and they crack. We don't build up enough pressure. And we had the capabilities because we did it in the first half and we did it for the last 10 to 15 minutes. It was that middle period where some things went against us. Almost like, our job's done. They're not going to come back. And then we had no way to turn it back on. No way to switch it around. And for me, I stand by it. I don't believe that's a tactical thing. It's an ability thing. It's not an ability or a tactical thing. It's mentality. Why? Because prior to Burnley putting it on us, we were able to do it. Same in all walks of life. Most people that struggle in their day job isn't because they don't have the ability to do it. It's because they don't have the mentality to be consistent in their performance. Mentality is 9/10 of the law when it comes to sport, performance, education. Most of you listening now could become surgeons if you had the dedication and the mindset to 100% dedicate yourself to becoming it. But the reason most of us don't ever do jobs like that is because it's too hard. It's too hard to remain that consistent with education until you're about 40. Maybe a bit younger than that, to be fair, 30s. It's hard. It's hard work. Do you know how hard it is to be as good as Liverpool and Man City? It's hard work. These players don't just turn up and go, we're techie, we're good. Mentality. Now, listen, I need to speak about one player in particular tonight. Loads of people have bad games, but I have to speak about Harry the Fridge Maguire. And I'm speaking about it now. I was somebody who saw improvements in Man United when he arrived. I'm not going to change my tune. I stand by what I saw when he arrived at Manchester United Football Club. We improved defensively. No shadow of a doubt in my mind, we got better. Visually, statistically, and all that jazz. But he is finished. He's gone. Whether he was playing above himself in those early days or whether or not he has regressed, I don't really care personally about that element of the conversation. Whether you're someone that used to rate him and you don't now, or you've always thought he was crap, great. If you always thought he was crap, great, you were right. Well, you say you were right. I didn't think he was crap when he arrived. But anyway, it's elementary. It's a pointless debate. The geezer is gone. It's a mental thing again. He's never going to get back to anywhere near. By the way, the Maguire we see for England's always really good. This is going to be the crazy thing. I'm going to throw this out there. Maguire will leave, hopefully. He'll go to another club. There'll be revisionism in 18 months. People will say, why did we let him go? He cannot handle playing for Man United. Cannot handle it. And the reason I say there'll be revisionism is only a year ago that everybody was talking about why the hell did we let Johnny Evans go? By the way, Johnny Evans ain't the level we need either. We need better. But these things happen. But Maguire tonight was an absolute calamity. Not for the block for the offside goal. Again, I'm not really going to go into that. We'll let the panel do that later. That didn't overly bother me. That happens in nearly every free kick at nearly every corner. It just so happens that this time round somebody got punished for it. I'm talking about his ponderous defending, his inability to turn. He was lucky to escape a red card tonight. If Jay Rodriguez was somebody else, let's have this right. If Jay Rodriguez was a little quicker, or was renowned as more of a better goal scorer, Maguire gets a red card for pulling him down tonight. Caught out of position again, not concentrating again, not thinking again. Harry Maguire is an absolute joke. He's a joke of a player. And you know what? Honestly, I'm at a point. Now, I do and I don't mean this. I'd rather play Phil Jones. I don't want to play Phil Jones, but I would rather. Honestly, the trajectory of Maguire is getting worse. He's going backwards. And without his stupid mistakes tonight, better defending from him, we stopped Jay Rodriguez hasn't scored in 50 games. That's basically 1.5 seasons. 1.5 seasons of football the man ain't scored for. Up steps the fridge, the clown, Man United's captain, Harry Maguire. And I know that Luke Shaw and there are other things in the lead up to that goal. You know, McTominay wasn't great in the midfield and everything else. But you expect your captain and one of your lead defenders to recover that situation. Jay Rodriguez is not fast. Jay Rodriguez is not renowned as a prolific goal scorer. Jay Rodriguez is bang average. And I mean that with respect. That's why it hurts so much. If that was Mo Salah, you go, Mo Salah's quick. He got in behind. It's hard to catch. Fair enough. It's Jay Rodriguez. The man ain't been relevant for about 7 years. This football club just continues again and again and again to regress, move backwards. And it's just painful to sit there, for me to sit there and watch. But I've got to say my bit. I've always got to say my bit on this. I'm going to get some guys out in a minute to have their say. We're going to share the link in the live comment section for you to phone in. Make sure like buttons are being hit. I'm sure that you're all having a laugh at Man United tonight. So get that smash for us. We're going to put the call-in function out there now for anyone that wants to phone in. But I've got some super chats here. I don't want to miss these. Man United are a laughing stock. Not only are they not the best team in Manchester, also they are not the best United anymore. Title challengers, lol. And this is the thing, bruv. Player for player, this team should be up there in and around challenging. Should be. 100% should be. Mentality. People will put it down to, do you know how I know it's mentality? The last 4 or 5 games. The structure we've had, the dominance in the performances, but the inability to pull the trigger, the inability to get the job done. This is what happens. At this rate, Konate is world-class compared to Maguire. Listen, right now, honestly, right now, a 60-year-old Julian Dix is better. 52 shots in 2 games, only scored 2 goals. Again, shockingly bad from United. For F's sake, boss, and now Burnley is what Strip Bear says. Nabil says, why are we not talking about the refs? Decisions like this can impact games, so don't give me this bullshit. Blaming the refs are not weak. It has impact. Listen, the referees, both goals should have stood for Man United. There's no doubt. But I can't forgive the second half performance. I have to look at my club. And the way we started that second half was horrendous. That isn't the referee's fault. That's on us. Sometimes decisions don't go your way. You cannot allow in life things that go against you to knock you off the rails. Imagine, maybe it's my personal view on things, Nabil. Maybe it's my personal way. I have things like every other human being every week that come up and knock you back. That knock you for 6. Can lose a business deal. Can fall out of a family member. Can break up with someone. Does that give me a right not to do my job properly? Hell no. Hell no. You do your job to the best of your ability every single moment that you are there. That's my standards as a human being. If I turn up to work, it doesn't matter what's going on in my personal life, I'm 100% focused. If I'm not ready for work, then I don't turn up. I have to take some time off. But when you're there, you deliver. So the referee making a mistake doesn't get Man United off the hook. For me, that is a weak mentality. I will never adopt it. I will never believe in it. The only time I think it holds any water is when 2 evenly matched teams powerhouses go at it, and the game is so even, and a bad decision tips the balance. Then I think you've got a point. But when you're playing Burnley and you've dominated, when you play Borough and you've dominated, when you played Villa and you dominated, when you play West Ham and you dominate, and you barely win the games or you throw the games away, referees should never be that focus. It is the same as the Borough game. Second half, again, poor, and that's on the manager. On the manager, interesting. I want to know why, Bash, you think it's on the manager. Missed chances first half and stats is not an excuse. It's on the players. And Lies accused me to check my eyes. Again, you sort of said it's on the players and on the manager. I need you to clarify that, Bash. Terry, what does Fergie do on the board if he's not to instill? Listen, okay, listen, Kev. Fergie's on the board, but again, you've got to do your research. Sir Alex Ferguson, Bobby Charlton is still on the board, but we obviously know he's not well at the minute. They don't have any power. They are ceremonious positions. You know, like when you get given in the UK, you can be given the keys to a city. It doesn't mean you can break into anybody's house. Like, there are ceremonious positions that you are given in life. Like, you know, the Queen in some respects is a ceremonious position in England. She can't literally ride around on a horse chopping people's heads off. Although by law, she can. Like, Fergie has no power at Man United anymore. It's a Fugazi. This keeps coming up. He has no control. He has no say. He doesn't get involved in business decisions. He's a retired man who has a ceremonial position on the board. It's as simple as that, Kevo. 80 million. Please let that sink in, Terry. City dictate United's transfers, period, is what's been said there. Listen, I don't think you're wrong on that one. I think they dictate massively what Man United have done. I was having a tough day, and then seeing United bottle it against Burnley turned it around. The gift that keeps on giving. I hear you on that. I'm sure rivals love it, and of course rivals love it, and they should. If you're a rival and you're not enjoying it, you're weird. I miss individual brilliance, Terry. What happened to our individual brilliance? Well, I'll tell you what happens to the individual brilliance. The individual brilliance has been eroded. Individual brilliance will only last you so long until... I'll give you an example. If you've got rotten wood in your joists, in your roof, you have to cut the rotten wood out before you put new wood in. If you just basically nail and drill new wood over the top or next to the rotten wood, over a period of time, the new wood becomes rotten as well. That's Man United. We have not cut the rot out the football club. Therefore, all the new, good, pretty things you buy eventually turn rotten. For me, it's as basic as that. It's not hard. Man United's problems is beyond tactics, beyond coaching. It's mentality first. Because without that as a foundation, you will always, forever and a day, crumble. Now, I'm going to bring some of the boys out now to have they say Zain is backstage. Zain's going to have to wait. And do you know why I'm going to make Zain wait? Because Zain's going to come out here and call me out for things I haven't said. And I ain't got any time to be called a liar on my show today. So you can slag Man United off. But if you come in here and say, Terry, you said, you're wrong. Because I've never said anything. Zain, so I'm warning you now, my old mucker. No accusations of lies today. Oh, my Dizzy's coming out on the show with Sunshine first. And then we'll get the rest of the boys on in a few moments' time. Smash that like and that share button. Let's do this. Yes, gents, how you doing?
I'm fucking fuming, bro. I'm not on it today. I swear to God.
Yeah, it's a mad one. Still, it's a mad one. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly, I watch United games. I'm like, when will I know peace with this team, bro?
Mate, I just don't see that there is gonna like. I look at it from the point of view, like I was saying in the sort of build up to this. Like when doing the super chats, it's more frustrating that we played so well again for the first half, and then we just threw it away. Why do you guys think this team keeps throwing away these leads or these opportunities to win?
I think the United's confidence is paper thin, man. We're like what's the saying? A paper tiger. Like it's all bravado. I think what happens is the training and the drilling and all that type of stuff. It goes in. The tactics are right. The game plan is right, but then the in-game adjustments, the adjustments that the captain needs to, okay, here you over here, I need you over here. The things that a captain will do on the pitch, we've got Harry Maguire. And Harry Maguire can barely captain himself at the moment. So let alone shepherding the defensive line and that sort of stuff, keeping everybody ticking over, everybody in position. I don't think he's doing that. I think that's the problem, to be honest.
How about yourself, Sunshine, mate? Like, it's just, you look at her, I feel, mate, 110%. I feel you.
Bro, I
right
want
now.
to break someone's head off, you know. I don't even care, bro. This team's pissed me off, bro. 3 years supporting this bullshit club, and I have to go and I have to watch a dickhead captain like Harry fucking Maguire do bullshit like that week in, week out, bro. 3 years, Terry. 3 years, everyone's saying world class Harry fucking Maguire. Margaret is not fucking world class. He is not world fucking class. Never has been, never will be, never was. And he's got gassed. The guy's got gassed because every English fan who went and had a couple of drinks, put a couple of bets on that idiot scoring headers, for England, gassed him up. He's gone and read those newspapers and headlines, and he thinks he's someone sick. He thinks he's Super Saiyan. He thinks he's The Rock. He thinks he's Stone Cold fucking Steve Austin. And the guy's coming out like, what's that? What was that fucking deadhead? There was 3 of them. There was Devon Dudley, there was Bubba Ray, and the Spike Dudley. Spike Blood Clot Dudley. That's who my man is. Spike Dudley. He is nobody. He is nobody. And for 3 years, I have to sit there calmly, calmly. I'm one of the most understanding people ever in life. And on Twitter, I have to sit there and have to calmly ask people, why are you calling this guy world class? Why? Where? And when I laid down the factors, even when he was playing for England, Terry, even when he was playing for England, I said there and then, he is not competent, he's ugly under pressure, and he needs protecting. He's got too many deficiencies that have to be protected. At Man United, that is not good enough. And I mean, people say he's world flipping class. And he has to come out and do dross like that. You want to know where we lost the game? You want to know where we lost the game? Because up until that moment, there was confidence throughout the whole team. Burnley played very, very well today. I'll not take nothing away from them at all. But everyone in that team were playing to literally to the pipeline. They were ready, on task. And then my man comes and does that, and all of a sudden, he sends shockwaves all the way for the whole team. The confidence went down. Now, normally, players, when they know a player messes up or there's a mistake, players pick themselves up and go, come on, mate, no problem. But they know he does that regular and consistently. So they know he's letting him down, man. Yeah, Harry Maguire is finished. He's an absolute... Margaret, not Maguire, Margaret. Margaret is a pleb. He is Spike Dudley. Get him out of the club. He's not a captain. He's not Man United quality. He is finished. He is rotten. Get him out. I don't know who he thinks he is, bro. I have no idea who this guy thinks he is. Harry Maguire, mate. Oh, man, what's wrong with him, man? He's a wet lettuce, bro. He is missionary 24/7. He will go missionary, yeah? He'll go, do you want round 2? Yeah, missionary again. Do you want round 3? I'll go missionary again. And his missus is like, what's this? What is this? But he's like, but I'll tell you what he'll do. He'll go like this. He'll go, yeah, we can go round 4 again. I'll just put the captain's own band on this time. Spice up a bit. The guy's a nutter, mate. He's an absolute... I'm sick to death of this guy. You will never, ever see me chat about this guy. His name will not come out of my mouth again. Margaret, until he gets out of this club. Piss off to Halifax. If you're watching this, piss off to Halifax. And sit on their bench. You waste, man. Absolute finished player. I'm sick to death of this guy. I'm sorry to rant, bro. But for 23 years, keeping a calm head, I'm sick to death. This fan base, right? Fan base gassing up a player like this, and I have to sit there and accept it. Nah, man, now I'm here to tell you were wrong. You don't know football. You have no idea, and you're too busy stuck with your pals in a pub, drinking up, putting bets on players. I'm thinking that's the reason why he's sick. He's shit, and he's shit for England as well. How about that? He's dead. And I tell you one more thing, Terry, yeah? Graham Souness, he can bounce, mate. That referee, he may as well have been Graham Souness in fucking disguise. Absolute pleb. How on earth, the amount of times Pogba was getting fouled, and he's there like, no card this time, mate. No card. What are you on about? Guys getting ragged about, dropped 24/7, getting no free kicks. Is this referee okay? And the referee didn't lose the game. Margaret. Margaret lost us the game. And let me tell you something about Margaret's mentality, Terry. Let me tell you something about this guy's mentality. You know it's messed up, bro. Because for Varane's goal, everyone else was nice and straight. He was the one running off like a headless chicken. Oh shit, let me get back on side. And you know where else he did that? He did that against Everton when he left the fucking goalkeeper and the whole team on side to get an equaliser. He hasn't got the mentality or the composure or the competence to be in this back line.
You know what, mate?
Death of him.
I agree with you massively with Maguire. It's mentality. Shit. Again, it's mentality because what you were going to see when he leaves and goes somewhere where there isn't as much expectation is you were going to see a better Maguire. It happens all the time at Man United. Listen, I hear and feel your pain, and this is what happens when you go to a big football club where there are high expectations. You expect it to be more consistent on a more regular basis, and it's the mentality of being able to maintain that makes most players crumble. You then see him leave. All of our clubs do it. When fans are banter aside, you'll see a player leave your club who didn't do very well and do brilliantly at a smaller club, and everyone's like, "See, we should have kept him." No, they can't handle it. Maguire cannot handle. Like, ability-wise, we've all got different opinions. I actually think when he's relaxed and when he's calm, I think he can be a very, very good defender. The point is, though, where I agree with Sunshine, is that when he's under that pressure, he absolutely crumbles. And that's what you focus on. It isn't about how good you can be when you're not under pressure. At elite level football clubs, at elite level sport, it's how you handle the most difficult moments. That is where you're really interested. That's why we focus so much on clutch. Because what do you do at the most important moment? And that's absolutely key. You're absolutely right. We've got ZT joining us now as well. We've got Mo and Pav and a few others to come on soon. ZT's here. What are you saying, bruv? ZT, you there?
Yo. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Bro, like I said last time, Sanjay, I said to man, don't get excited. This Rangnick guy is a K-pop artist. This guy came with this gang press and turned into Gangnam Style, bro. Like, honestly, I know people are saying, it's the players. The players are one thing, but the manager's also something. And the manager has to take responsibility. No matter what we say, the manager has to take responsibility. Maguire, as usual, last time I was on the show, people were saying, Maguire's played well. And I said, bro, a clock's right 2 times a day. Like, it don't matter. Like, this guy's an idiot. Like, he's useless. He's useless. He's absolutely useless. Like, him and even Luke Shaw, I don't care if you got the assist. Like, and you know what? All of this show, Roberto Carlos last season, we're just seeing it. This guy's been here long enough. The expiration date is done. Like, he's done. He's finished. He needs to go. Maguire needs to go.
Thanks.
McDonald's needs to go. That bloody, what's it called? That Madame Tussauds model that people call Cristiano, whatever. He needs to go. Yeah? Rashford, I'm getting sick and tired of him. It's coming like Lingard again. Like, how he's going to be young. This guy's looking like the next Walcott. What's going on with this club? What is going on? Like, someone explain to me what is going on with this club. What is going on?
And I think the saddest thing about today's the end result is there's so many good performances that will go untalked about because of how it ended. I think Pogba showed why I live and die on the hill that a functional midfield will dictate how a game will end up being played. Sancho arguably had his best first half of the season. Dalot still can't cross, but we won't talk about that because Wan-Bissaka is literally ass. So he's the best thing we got right now. Rashford's decision making, mad questionable. But like I said, there was some good performances in there, and even as a team, we looked more fluid. But that won't be talked about simply because Maguire just couldn't keep his head straight, keep his positioning, and ultimately it was his decision making that led to the goal being conceded in the draw.
Yeah, boys, I hear it. Listen, I think on Marcus Rashford again, I tweeted about it during the game. It was just sometimes it's like there was one shot where a good save from the keeper, but there was 2 or 3 times where you're thinking cross the ball. And the irony is he almost sets the goal up by a good driving run and crossing the ball. And it's almost we've got a problem at our club. Everybody's trying to win. And again, I put it down to mentality, not ability. Everyone's trying to be the person who wins the game. as opposed to doing the most sensible thing. Bruno did it in the dying moments. He kind of drove a shot that was blocked away. It's like, no, you crossed the ball there. That shot isn't on as an example. Ronaldo got put through, but almost luckily, he had the most acute angle from the left. Why you? I know we end up with a corner, but why are you shooting from an angle that even at your best, you were never scoring from? At your best, at 25 years old, you ain't scoring from there. You pass the ball and you create an opportunity. Fergie's teams were brilliant. Klopp's teams are brilliant now. Pep's teams are brilliant because they keep a cool head until the last whistle. As soon as you become, there's a difference between urgency and panic. And Man United, as soon as teams put it on us, we start to panic. And even our better footballers. So the Sancho and Pogba are best two players today by far. But when the team was panicking at the beginning of the second half, we didn't see those two for 30, 40 minutes either. Why? Because we had no foundation for them to build from because the team lost its way. And this happens again. And we'll play at the weekend against Southampton and we'll start the game and we'll look really comfortable and we'll move it well. If Southampton decide to put it on us, get in our faces, hurry us up a little bit. If we miss a good opportunity or concede a goal against the run of play, the arses go. And as soon as the arses go, what you then see is right from you guys. The lack of quality in certain players starts to shine through massively. Burnley had players that are not even Premier League players, that for times tonight were outperforming us. That's not because they're better. It's because mentality-wise, they were there, they were on it, they were ready. And it's a great result for them, especially with Newcastle winning. It's shocking. We're going to take some more calls now. We've got Ads coming on the show. Now, what are you saying, Ads?
Listen, man, I don't know what to say.
Big up, Ads, man.
I'm big up to you as well, my bro. Listen, I'm depressed, man. I've been living life depressed-free for ages now, and it's finally come back, and Manchester United suddenly the cause of it. You know what? If I was you, I'd actually change the title. We didn't bottle today. This is just our regular form now. This is what I expect. I was talking to my brethren, Jeremy Warnes, big up to Jeremy. And he said to me, was like, you know, there shouldn't be odds. There shouldn't be 60 to 40% of chances that Manchester United win a game. It should be 100% every game, especially against a team like Burnley. And the fact that there's a debate as to who's going to win the game before we go into it is a joke. It's a joke. And I know I'm only a young fan, but I've got to see my team at least win one Premier League, and I will always savor that moment. But the team I'm watching right now is disgusting. It makes me want to vomit. Luke Shaw, he got an assist, but he was shit today. I don't care. He was shit. I know a lot of people. I know, bro. I know. And you know what? I defend my boy Alex Telles because man has been one of our best players this season. It's funny how he gets a run of games and he's been one of our best players this season. But no, because Luke Shaw performed last season, he has all these butt boys sniffing his backside, defending him 24/7, saying, "Oh no, Telles is shit. This is why he wasn't starting." No. When you are good enough, you fucking perform. And
right.
Today he didn't perform. Maguire, I like Maguire. And like Terry said, he'll go to another team where there's no pressure and he'll play well. But he's just not good enough for Manchester United. Varane, I can't believe he's actually getting wrapped up in this bullshit. He did his thing tonight. And he did his thing last game as well. Dalot, don't think he had a great game. I don't think he had a bad game. I think he was just okay. But like my man said, Wan-Bissaka ain't going to be doing shit going forward. He ain't going to do that. Midfield, absolute garbage. McTominay's just ineffective, man. He's the most ineffective player I've ever seen in Manchester United shirt. He's shit. He is pure crap. Bruno Fernandes. Look, Jadon Sancho does all the fucking hard work just for Bruno to waste it. It's a recurring theme, and he's only played a few games, and this is what we're seeing already. And this is what I'm saying. I was talking to Jem the other day as well. He's saying, you know, Jadon Sancho's been a flop, but what can you expect him to fucking do when the players around him aren't doing anything for him?
Do you know? Listen, I hear you on that completely, mate. In terms of the waste and everything else, and in terms of the manager, a few people in the super chats have kind of you've got to look at how much do you put of this on the manager, Ads?
Look, if the manager, if there's chances in the game and the majority of chances are being wasted, then you mainly look at the players. I think the blame should majority been shared to the players. So realistically, my main view is on the players. But those who want to just blame the manager, they're wrong. But if the people want to add the manager into the equation and the players, that's fair enough. But my main view is on the players, for sure.
Yeah. I hear you on that completely. As great call, my friend. Thanks for coming on and having your
Big
say.
up,
Really
lads.
appreciate it, bro. Speak to you
Big
again
up, big
soon.
up.
Top man. David joins us now on the panel, and we're gonna get Pav on in a minute, and we're gonna get Mo on, but we're gonna bring in Zain as a caller, as a rival. What are you saying, Zain?
Yes. All right, Terry. Yeah, don't worry. Today it's all about these rival Man United fans I can see on the screen, man. Sunshine, cheer up, bruv. You get me? You man out there, bruv. After all the nonsense you were chatting last year, 21 and 20, all bigging it up, bruv. You man are all glory hunters. Let's keep it real, bruv. And that bubble has burst. You lot are now fuming, bruv, because you're embarrassed. You lot are
Did you exist 5 years ago?
Oh, hold on. Let me finish, bruv.
Did you exist 5 years ago?
Whatever your brother name is. Shut up.
Did you exist 5 years ago?
Relax yourself. Anyway,
Yeah?
as
Come
I was
on.
saying, because we interrupted, right? You, man, all we hear today, right, from you, man, is wah, this, wah. Have some respect, man. Man up, bruv. Take the L. Stop being crying and bitching like you've been doing for the past 30 minutes on this channel, bruv. Relax yourself, bruv. Take it like a man.
What? This guy's just
Wait, who's this guy, bro?
Zain, I'm stepping
Who's
in.
this guy,
So
bro?
you're coming on to give Man United fans smoke for having a go at their club for losing.
We didn't even lose, but
Hold
yeah,
on.
that's
No.
crazy.
What I'm
Zain, I'm very confused how you can banter people. If we came on and we would,
here we go.
I said have some shame, you know.
Zain, I can understand it if you came on and we were all sitting again. It was the ref. It wasn't our fault. Every single person here is casing into their football club. What else do you expect us to say? What do you expect us to say, Zain?
I think the fact that you guys are surprised how this is not coming, it's like, come on, man. At some point, you think, you know what? We played well. Big up Burnley. They came back in the second half, and basically, you should be like, you know what? We need to fix up, but there's no point bitching and moaning. Ultimately, you should back your team, and hopefully, with your manager and stuff.
But
That's what
what
you
is
man
this
is
guy
getting.
on about? What is this?
Brethren, you're waffling.
If you're telling me now, you lot didn't realise Harry Maguire was crap.
Shop, Z, shop. You
No,
come on here, yeah?
You're telling me
You've
you
got
realise
nothing
now
to
Harry
say.
Maguire's crap.
You've got
Please
nothing
behave
to say,
yourself.
Brethren Z, you've got nothing to say. So you're
Facts.
literally live on camera. You're struggling, so you want to chat shit.
I'm
Come
not
correct
struggling,
with something, bro. I'm sitting as a United fan, pissed because we're not performing. I'm not happy, am I? So what?
Yeah,
So what do you
facts.
want?
Yeah, but I don't
Come on here
understand
waffling
why are
because
you
you're a
trying to
Liverpool
Harry
fan and you
Maguire?
feel the
He's been
need to
shit
say
for bare
something.
time, bro. Bare
Shut up.
Rumbles know he's a crap
You've got
defender,
nothing
bro.
to say. Shut up. Just say,
No,
you know
I'm
what,
saying
Terry?
that.
Just say, you know what, Terry? I'm
Yes,
sorry, bro.
answer
I've
the
got
question.
nothing to say. Just
Did
come
you
on here and
realise
say, I've got nothing to
Harry
say,
Maguire
big
was
man.
shit now,
Because
or do you
I'm
not realise
waffling.
last year?
You're
Did you not
chatting
realise Harry Maguire was
shit.
shit?
Absolute
You
mackers.
do not know Harry Maguire was shit.
Your
Or
jerk,
you
you
realise it now.
literally, bro, your jerk season is coming out of a Ross Clark tin.
Zain, you just said
Weird guy, man.
you just said to Sunshine, didn't you not know that Maguire was crap? If you were listening to the show, he's literally just sat there and said Maguire's always been crap.
No.
So you're bantering people with things they've already said.
No, but the thing is,
It's weird, Zain.
no,
Zain,
it's not
Yeah, no,
weird,
dead
right? The
bans.
thing is, right,
Dead bans,
if you
dead
already
bans,
know
dead bans.
something,
Come on, you can't come on and say to someone, I say I think Maguire's always been crap, and you go, Terry, haven't you always thought Maguire was crap? Yeah, like, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's dead banter, bro. Come
Yeah,
on.
dead bans.
what I'm saying
No,
is
it's
not
the
that
bans.
matter. All I'm trying
Bro,
to say
chat
to you guys
football,
is that
Z, man. Chat football, I
there's
beg
a
you,
point,
bro.
right, where you've got to accept what your players are capable of, man. And there's no point in the day. You can't change it. The fact that the manager's playing him, so you've got to deal with the
let me
fact
ask you a
that he's
question.
going to cause problems for the
Let me
team.
ask you this question. You want Mane sold from Liverpool because you don't think he's good enough anymore. So based on that, if Mane's bad in your next game, you're not going to moan about it, are you? Because you already know that he's bad in your mind.
From my point of view, all I accept for my play. No, let me answer
man,
the
chat
question.
football, bro.
Okay, so from my point of view, you brought up the Mane question, right? The problem I have with Mane and why I called him out is that he went 8 games in a row without a goal and assist. I think that's unacceptable. And I'm going to call a brother out for it because no one's undroppable, right? And when it comes to mentality, the difference between, say, like a Mane and Salah is Salah lost the AFCON final. Mama comes straight back in training today at Liverpool and he's looking to play on Thursday. That's elite mentality. That's why he's the main man at Liverpool.
Right,
That's
but
his job, bro.
That
That's his
isn't my
job.
question. My question is, because you've moaned about it once before, you're never going to moan about it again, ever, right? On camera, ever.
No, because I've said my point about him. I've said it about Donkey. I've said it about Henderson.
So, hang on. So again, so when you come on here, you're having a go at people for moaning about Maguire, but you're saying, why are you moaning about Maguire? He's always been bad. You realize how weird that comment is?
No, Terry. You know I've been moaning about Henderson, haven't you, Terry? You know I've been moaning about Henderson, calling him Donkey and that.
Exactly.
But there was a point where I stopped because You can't change it. So you just think, have your bitch in the moan.
Match review. Zain, I appreciate you coming on, mate, and having your say. I really, really do.
This guy's just waffling.
And more so to the point. More so to the point. Wait, hold on. More so to the point. In a match reaction where Maguire made a mistake that cost us the game, we would have to talk about the mistake that he made. It's not that him being crap for months and months and months. That's besides the point. He made a mistake in the game today, and we have to talk about his performance. What are you chatting about?
No, what I'm chatting about is that, do you not expect Maguire to make mistakes? He's made bare mistakes this season, hasn't he?
Right.
And what does that have to do with the mistake he made today?
So what's new? Why are you not talking about actually what we can do in the future? Should you not be thinking about there's no point.
I'm gonna flip him, I swear to God.
Hey, bro, this guy just comes on this fucking. This guy just comes on this channel looking like some cracking Ali G, bro. Like I don't know what this guy's talking about. Like, bro, he just comes on here looking like an eBay Drake. Like,
please, like an eBay Drake. Mr. Roadman, innit? With your tinging your thing last time, bro. Like, anyway,
why am I a roadman, bro? No composure.
Zain, I appreciate you coming on, brother, and having your say. Come with something to say next time. Now, listen, we can take the banter. The lines are open, but come with something to say. David's here as a rival. What are you saying, David?
I said crackhead Ali G's put me off game, bro. That's got me dying. No, I came on because I feel bad for United. I have respect for United because, they caused me so much pain growing up, so I respect them. But Burnley, everybody knows I have a soft spot for Burnley. And that man up top, Big Voot, they replaced Chris Wood with 6'6" Chris Wood. And I'm so gassed. They are surviving this season. I'm so gassed for them. But for you guys, it's peak because you kind of... You want top four. I don't think you're going to get top four anymore. I think that's Spurs is now. I think that's in... Again, it is Spurs, so there's always a chance. But I think that's just in Spurs' hands now. You've basically got rid of most of your squad. You've got such little to back yourselves if someone goes down. So when one of your forwards isn't performing, Alanga's got to come on. And Alanga's not a bad player, but he's not someone you can consistently rely upon when you need a moment in a game. So I just look at your team and I just go, I think you've just gone, let's just write this season off completely. You're out of the FA Cup, you're out of the League Cup, and you're not going to win the Champions League.
You're not going to win the Champions League. Mate, I think you're absolutely right. And I feel a little bit sorry for Ralf. You heard him in his press conference this week talk about how they basically loan players out. And then, even in the FA Cup game, they let Cavani have an extra couple of days off. And then they found out about this whole sort of Greenwood situation. But this is what I want to say to people, though. These last couple of results haven't started happening since we've had a thinner squad. It hasn't helped. However, this has been going on for 9 years, which is why when people want to overly focus on the manager or on Rashford or on Pogba, it's why it bothers me so deeply because I think people realize when Pogba leaves, this is going to continue. Pogba stays.
Worse.
It's always worse because when you've got someone tweeted saying earlier, and I nearly bit. They were like, "Isn't it amazing that it look better with Paul Pogba?" I'm like, "Shock horror! Better players make teams better." Like, of course, but it's just like.
But that same person also says Fred McTominay is an awful midfield.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But this is a Man United going on so long. We've got some super chats here that I don't want to miss. Damn, would you consider Maguire too good to be gold dust? I don't know what you mean by that, but they definitely ain't gold dust. Man, ain't worth fart. Clip this rant, best of the season. I think they're talking about you, Sunshine. Harry Maguire and his Chamber of Defensive Mistakes. It's a good book, new Harry Potter book. Terry, as a Liverpool fan, if this doesn't get sorted at your club, 5 years without a title became 10 years, became 20. Listen, man, I've been... BC, I've been chatting about this on the terrace for years now. This is a knock-on effect. Anyone that just thinks sacking managers and bringing in a new guy was going to make us better overnight. Remember this time last year, remember the narrative? Poch would have won this squad. By the way, this squad without Sancho, Varane and Ronaldo would have won the league last year, according to some Man United fans. And by the way, it's not a dig at Poch not being better than Ollie. It's the club not being ready to win things.
Facts.
Maguire still be in the Greek jail because he ain't been the same since. United can't play at Ralph's tempo. They are 45 minutes in their hearts, and that's it. Danko says only United can sack Oli and still downgrade.
Shout out Danko.
Fridge. Z spitting facts. 90 million down the drain as Harry Maguire gets spun again. United have a soft underbelly. Soon as Burnley scored, they off to the toilet, shit scared. 10 years they've been like this. Rubbish, 75 million. You expect better than one goal, is what Artful Dodger says. Terry, what about Bruno? Genuinely asking. Bruno again, like it just looks. I mean, look, it was a really good cross for the goal, but he looks poor. And people got to understand, when I was raving about Bruno and ranting about Bruno and talking about how brilliant he was brilliant. Like, nothing has changed. He's in a bad space. He's playing poorly. I get a feeling with the direction the club looking to go in, I don't think Bruno's going to suit it. I don't think Bruno's going to suit maybe the new managers coming in. But like I've said, I don't care. As long as Man United get better, I don't care who stays, who goes, who plays, who's on the bench. I want my football team to win first. And in terms of people point scoring, when it comes to social media content creators, we've all said things today that turn out to be in 6 months to be wrong or turn out to be right. I've seen people talk about Lingard being one of the most important players in Man United's club. I've seen people talk about, we've got man like Said, who I respect. He massively liked Maguire. Man, you must call him Harry Beckenbauer. Like, everyone's allowed, but this is football. Everyone's allowed to rate a player and then it go wrong.
Change their opinion.
Equally, the player can be really good when you rate him and regress. At the end of the day, like, when Man United signed Alexis Sanchez, who didn't think he was a good player?
Oh man, I learned how to play the piano the day after.
Bruv, it's crazy. So I hear you, but Bruno's awful at the moment. I'll call him out like I call everybody out. Zayn is an actor. You're lucky I left, is what GNA TV is going to say. Zayn the clown is good business. Listen, people think he's an actor. I thought he had something to say. He didn't. United will never win the Premier League again. Neil O'Callaghan says, Zayn, you're embarrassing. Enough now. You are bringing shame on Liverpool fans. Be respectful. United fans rattled big time. Long live Zayn is what he said there. Zayn is an emotional girl. He knows football since they won the Champions League. Absolute weasel is what Andre's got to say. Man's called the weasel. Zayn only person to wear Puma, but it's Slazenger. Oh, bruv. I ain't seen Slazenger trainers in a long time. Actually,
Balenciaga taking them now, Terry.
Sorry, bro.
Balenciaga have taken Slazenger's vibe now. Have you not seen the shoes? They're a bit mad.
No, I haven't seen them, bro. I've got a friend who wears them, and he told me how much they cost, and I just didn't get it. I looked at a pair of trainers the other day. They had the biggest soles I've ever seen in my life. They're like platforms. There's these white ones, and I saw. I think I saw Robert Downey Jr. wearing them. It looked nice with his suit, and I googled how much they were. They were like $3,000. I'm like, wow, and they're ugly. But they actually, when you look at them away from the suit, they were ugly. I went $3,000 for them. Give me a pair of TNs, bruv. Old school. That's what I'll wear. Right, Mo's on the show now. What you saying, Mo?
Yo, bruv, man. Man United got a big problem in this fucking £80 million fuck up, yeah? I would suggest, if they get a new manager in the summer, start refresh, get a new captain, and get rid of this guy. He's not good enough to play for Man United. We've had some great defenders in the past. Vidic, Ferdinand, Ronnie Johnson, Henning Berg, Jaap Stam, Gary Pallister, Steve Bruce. He's not good enough to play for Man United. I think we can all see that now. He doesn't have the minerals to play for Man United. Like Luke Shaw, like Scott McTominay. If you get a new manager in the summer, you might as well start fresh, man. Get a new captain in, get a new philosophy, start moving the mediocre players away from the football club and start fresh, because the way it's looking to me, I think personally, I think Man United have done that here. I think City have overtaken us, should we say, on the football field. If Pep stays, then it's done for us. I think Pogba leaves in the summer. I do hope Pogba leaves. I want the best for him. I want him to win big trophies. When Harry Maguire will never ever win us a Premier League or a Champions League. I think every United fan can admit that.
Thanks.
If you're gonna get a new manager in the summer, just let him come in, let him get his own players, let him have a new captain, and let's have a new era, man. This Maguire. He's shit, bro. He's the worst defender I've seen at United. He's the worst captain we've ever had, and he keeps on fucking up the team, man. He's fucking up the team week in, week out. I don't know who said he was a world-class defender. I don't know who said that, but clearly it's not working out, Terry. He's not good enough for this football club, man.
Yeah, and mate,
we're not going nowhere.
Mate, listen, I hear you completely. I think he's done. And it's one of those things. This is where fans sometimes need to be a bit more grown up. Instead of focusing on, yeah, but you said this and I said that, but this has changed. And I don't think it's his ability, it's his mentality. We all just agree he ain't good enough and he's got to go. Enough. That, for me, is where the energy has got to be.
I mean, look, if you're not good enough, you're not good enough. Like, no one, and it's just as simple as that. That's football. Football's simple. We can see he's not good enough for Man United. He probably knows it himself that he's not good enough, because I think the players look at him and say, look, this is our captain. Rashford told him to fuck off last season.
Yeah, but that's normal though. People are gonna tell that happens in football all the time. We had I don't want to dig deep on that.
I don't think he's Roy Keane to fight.
Mate, there's people that spoke up to Roy Keane. That's why they got into fights. It happens, mate. We can't.
No, Z. Put it into context. Yeah, you're talking about Rashford. Rashford's a good boy, good little youth.
Mate, I know.
Listen. So listen. If he, of all people, with the morality and the personality that he has, is turning around and telling Maguire to piss off in that manner,
yeah, bro.
Come on, man.
Bro, he ain't telling Pogba to fuck off. Trust me on that.
He ain't telling no one.
No one.
Listen, he's not telling no one in his life. That's probably the first time Rashford said fuck. I'll be honest.
Listen, I hear you. I do hear you on that completely. Mo, great call, my friend. Thanks for coming on and having your say. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Pav's on the show now. As Pav's a United fan, what you saying, mate?
Mate, I was actually going to come on here and try and bring a bit of humour, but Zain kind of pissed everyone off, so I don't want to get attacked. I was going to say we lost because of the wind and the rain, but I'll leave.
I don't mind that.
Nah, Zain just pissed everyone off. He comes on here talking 100 miles an hour, and half the time I don't understand what he's actually trying to say. But that's Zain for you. Yeah, we're a mess, and I've said this many times. I'm beyond the point of actually getting angry, because we've seen this for a season now, going back to last season, and people are still saying that we're not criticising Maguire. People have been criticising Maguire for almost 2 years. The first season, I think he done well, but he should never have been made captain. And I think he was made captain because of whatever deal was done with him, his agent. Because when do you ever see someone come in and take captaincy when you've got players like David De Gea who've been there since the Fergie days? It's kind of disrespectful to everyone else who have been at that club before him. And this, I'm not gonna criticize him over the price tag, because you've had Ollie, Ed Woodward, and Matt Judges had their pants pulled down by Leicester. Now that price tag is on them, and two of them are gone. I don't know what Matt Judge is doing nowadays, but we should never ever be spending that amount of money on an overhyped English player again, because that money could have been spent on Koulibaly at the time, could have been spent on De Ligt, it could have been spent on Varane at the time, and we went and chose this guy because of a World Cup. We can't be doing that again going forward. They need to be careful of who they're buying. It's kind of becoming a joke how much money we've spent. Yeah. I've looked at how much money they've thrown away. And it's a joke. We've gone, how many years without a trophy? 5-6 years without a trophy. It shouldn't be happening. I don't feel like I want to praise some of these players because we didn't win. But it's come to a point that some of these players who are getting confidence now are being let down by the players of Bruno, like Rashford, like Luke Shaw. Dalot and Sancho have been playing well. Pogba's coming for 2 games and he's been quality. But they're being let down by certain people in this team, and it's not good enough. Nothing's going to change until the summer. We have to literally wait until the summer, because this is what's going to happen every week.
The only thing where I disagree with you is this, and look, individual players need to be called out, and there are definitely problems there. Nothing's going to change until this club creates a structure. And this is, I don't like to sit there and say I told everybody so, but Sunshine, you're in a lot of the spaces I was in. How many times did I get smoke in the last year for saying, I don't necessarily just think sacking Ollie is going to improve us. And everyone's like, you're defending Ollie. Why are you protecting him? So it's not about that. It's like today, Bruno and Dalot, Sancho, I think all played well. But, you know, it'll be another game and it'll be Pogba and Dalot and Sancho that play badly and it'll be the others that play well. The fact is, tell me the last time Man United had 5 players at the same time play consistently well 5 games running.
Can't find one, man.
Can't find one in the last decade,
tell ya.
irrespective of the manager and squad, because the club ain't built right. And until fans have got to drop their player agendas for me. As much as they want to go, you guys are going at Maguire. Of course, on individual games, you focus on certain people. Maguire doesn't have the mentality, shouldn't be the captain. Rashford's decision-making today needs to be criticised. But I don't necessarily think, if you got rid of Maguire today and put Van Dijk into this team, I still don't think we become massively better in terms of challenging for titles and winning trophies. We become better as an overall football team because you've got a better player in there. But this notion of sack a manager and a better one will improve us, or get rid of these 2 players and bring in 2 new bodies of better quality, and when we're set, I think it's so basic. It's. I mean, I've just seen the picture of those new trainers you sent me. They are the ugliest 400-pound trainers. They are literally like those nasty. Like, you remember those Lonsdale trainers you could get from sports soccer? You know what I mean,
With the dagger underneath.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, the Donny
That's
thing.
hilarious.
Bro, I remember. But you know what's bad, right? I had a hole in my bag once and a strap broke, and I didn't want to go to school with it. We were poor growing up, and my dad went out and bought me like a Lonsdale bag. I went to school with the broken one, bro.
That's tough.
I'd
Fair
rather
play,
the broken
fair
one.
play.
I like graffitied the bag up and tried to style it. I was like, I ain't
Bro,
wearing that, bro.
Terry, I'll be honest, bro. I had no shame, man. You know them corn. Why just put it on big camera, man? It's embarrassing. you know them blue bags from the corner shop.
Oh wow.
Nah.
Yeah, that's my PE bag, bro. For primary, don't watch, man. Trust me.
Yeah, that's tough.
Level up, man.
Yeah,
Bro,
nah, you come through it. Congratulations.
That's the life. That was the life, bro. That was the life growing up with no money, mate. No money. It's one of them. Speaking of money, Pav, where's the picture of your car gone?
I still have it. I just changed it. It's just like
I like that, bro.
Pav, I'm waiting for
symbol.
Pav. Am I getting my apologies, mate?
Apology for what?
For last time, mate. Am I getting my apologies, mate?
Wait.
Come on.
I
don't think I need to apologize for
Nah, you do.
Yeah, I think I need an
Why is
apology,
that?
mate. I think I need an apology for
You
your
used to doing
behaviour
this,
last
innit?
time.
Don't make me pull out the wrestlers again, bro. I swear to God.
You know, I think I made you kind of famous.
Look, I was angry.
It's either an apology or thank you.
Some things were said. I just leave it at that. I take it back. Whatever was said.
Okay, I appreciate it, mate. Yeah, appreciate it.
I'll be
Salute.
honest with you. I watched that show back the next day because I woke up in the morning. I didn't even remember that Man United played. I was so drunk, right? And I watched the show back, and I was dying. I was like, I was there. I couldn't believe I was on camera, and I had no recollection of what had happened at all. Pav, legend, thanks for coming on the terrace, mate. I appreciate all your support. Speak to you soon. Cheers, bro. Tom Little's here, Liverpool fan. What are you saying, mate?
You're not on our crap, are you? Jesus Christ. Honestly, every week it's a new thing with Harry Maguire. How many times has he ran into his own defender and inevitably let someone run through? We're on at least 5. I'm not your captain. Like, it's embarrassing. I can't believe that he was signed in the first place, but he's living off a World Cup hype. And I can't believe that he was made captain, and I can't believe he's remained captain throughout his entire tenure. When you've had Bruno Fernandes, who's been more of a leader, you've got Ronaldo, who is probably more of a leader.
I don't agree. I don't agree. Those two are leaders, to be honest. I think this is a whole myth. Like Bruno.
David De Gea.
Nah, he said more of a leader.
No, but the thing is, this
more
is the
than
problem,
a leader
though.
than Maguire.
This is the problem, though. We say more of a leader, right? And this is what the problem is with the club. People say more of a leader. Oh, this player is better than this player. That don't necessarily mean they're going to be a great captain. That don't necessarily mean they're going to be a great player. This is the problem with the club. We need to get real characters and not just level up with what's better. We need to get a real structure, like Terry said. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. We need to get rid of some of these players. Just get rid of them so we can kill this fandom FC. Like Maguire isn't good enough. We know he isn't good enough, right? But it doesn't mean that we should go sign Ben Mee because he's just slightly better. Do you get what I mean? That's the problem that reoccurs
as a
at the club.
captain, though, as a captain, which is what man was talking about. Like,
I know, I totally agree with that.
De Gea, Bruno, and Ronaldo, like tops of that. And let's be honest, in my opinion, I'd take De Gea all day, every day. He's
Yeah, I'll
been
take
here
De
for
Gea.
how
De Gea
God knows
deserves
how
it.
many of the time.
And,
He
and,
could have
and
left
even
when he
if
left.
they're not better leaders, they demand more respect on the pitch. Do you think
100%.
Jadon Sancho is going to sit there taking it off Harry Maguire after watching what he put in defensively today?
Just think about Varane. Just think about Varane for like half a second. My man is literally pairing up next to someone who, when he came into the club, Maguire said we can both learn off each other. My G, what can you learn?
Hey,
Wait, you said that?
dog. Hey,
It's
Sonny,
crazy.
Sonny.
It's crazy. It reminds me, and I know, I've heard this story isn't true, but I think people have pretended it isn't true to save face. David Moyes making Vidic and Rio watch Jagielka. That's what it reminds me of. That story, like watch Jagielka, you can learn something. That's how it feels. But do you know what's mad about it all? All of that stuff feeds back into mentality. At the end of the day, right? If I'm standing up, I've done all right in life. I mean, I've done all right for an average working person. If you've got a choice between listening to my business journey or listening to Elon Musk, who are you going to go watch and listen to? By the way, I'm not turning up to my own speech. I'm going to watch Elon talk. That's what I'm saying, right? I'm not even doing one. That's what it feels like. It's like you're taking a local businessman that's built up like, I don't know. He's got his own taxi firm. He basically Phil Mitchell. He owns a cafe, he owns a club, he owns a taxi firm, right? And then you've got like a pioneer who's sending people to space. That's how this feels to me. It's like you've got Maguire that's done almost nothing in the game, leading people and giving advice to people and talking to people that have literally achieved everything. The club is back to front. It's so embarrassing to see. Daps is here with us, City fan. What are you saying, Daps?
You know, I had to join you.
Man comes up with his Magnum, you know. Jeez.
I'm a little bit waved, but I had to join you, yeah. And I'm here to City fans, please stick with me. I've got to back United, yeah, because I'm sat here watching you. None of you are talking shit, yeah. You're saying things that when I've always said that United is settling for mediocrity because I grew up with United being sensational, right? And you lot are spitting facts. So I'm sorry, Zain, stop bullying, bruv. Stop bullying. Because when we were at Terrace, you can't talk that smack to me. And you know the energy is the same face to face. You can't talk. If you want to talk smack, talk to City. We're your rivals right now. Don't go at fucking United. Like, everything you're saying is right. Pogba is going to leave because of what happened tonight. These type of results is what is going to make Pogba leave, right? I'm with Soups. He's outside at the moment. But I was saying, honestly, what needs to change at that club? Because I don't even know. It's poison. It's poison. And one of the guys on the panel said about Maguire, is it the captain? Is the captain to blame? Because the mentality is just not there. Like, when you were 1-0 up, I said, this could be really good for your team. A little 1-0 win, like, bit of a confidence builder. I can't see Burnley getting back in it. Second half, what the fuck happened at half time? How are you coming out and...
If I'm okay to respond to you, brother, because it was me who's talking about it, yeah? When you look at Maguire, yeah, and I don't know how much you do in psychology and stuff like that, but okay, say no more. so from a sporting experience, right? When you look at your leader, it's not just about what someone's able to say; it's the energy that they give off. Now, that Manchester United team today, up until that era, were playing very, very well against the Burnley that were here to try and take the win or take a point at least, right? They weren't giving it over. And they were winning their little 50-50s and their nasty little challenges. So fair play. But up until that moment, we were creating chances. And even when Burnley were coming at us, when we picked the ball up, we worked the ball well from the back to the front to create chances going forward. The moment that idiot, yeah? Moment that idiot flopped, everyone's head was like, oh, shit. Because all of that confidence we just gained from playing in that game, off the back of a Middlesbrough game, and we know the performance was there, we didn't get the result. So we really needed this result. Everyone's confidence just got absolutely subdued because of that one moment. And to come back from something like that is very, very difficult in the heat of the moment, in my opinion. Yes, did we still try to create chances? Yes, I feel we did. But the players in that game, in that specific game, right? They were ready for that. They were ready to take that win. No, there's no stress. I had no question their mentality. The very moment that my man made that mistake, and I said this earlier. I said this earlier on the channel, right? I said, normally, if there are mistakes like that with teammates, and you'll see it at Liverpool, if Trent makes a mistake, or, you know, for example, if De Bruyne made a mistake for you lot, those players' heads don't drop because they know it's like a one-off and we can bounce back. Their mentality is, it's okay, we can bounce back. There's that belief. Man United don't have that. We are short on confidence. So when you bring someone up, it's like if you I work with young people, right? I know my language has been a bit poor, that's why I'm normally quite reserved, but I couldn't hold it today. But when I work with these young people, yeah, correct, to my own time as well. So big up the young people, them. But listen, when I work with these young people, right? They've come from the worst backgrounds ever that you can imagine. I'm sure we all know someone. We probably know elders who are from that era, from that childhood, right? When their confidence is so low and you manage to bring them to a point, it takes one small blip, and bang, they're straight back there. And to bring them back up is difficult. Now, the analogy is exactly the same as what happened today on that pitch. We were fine. Confidence was fine. The performance was as good as it could be. Look, and the moment Maguire goes and does something like that to repeat, right, we come back to the same position. Oh, my God, here we go again. And it's not a case of, oh, we're going to get back on it. It's here we go again.
Facts.
It's a never-ending cycle. And that's the issue, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
The mentality thing's everything. I'm sorry, but that is not just at your club.
It's why your team's so good, mate. It's why Man City are so good. I've been talking about this for years, and people don't want to hear it, but I stand by it. As great as the coaching is, the passing is, the players are, the manager is, the one thing about Pep I respect the most is the relentlessness of the mentality of your team.
Yeah, 100%.
Out of all the things you can praise Pep's team for, the speed at which you win the ball back and get back into your defensive shape is your biggest tool.
You know what he said when he joined us? He said, when he joined us, he said, you're running. You're winning the ball back. If you want to run 100 yards and win the ball back, or you can run 10 yards forward and win the ball back, it's up to you. You're winning the ball back. But it's not just that, it's the hiring. The hiring is so key. Like, and you'll see him pull out of certain things, because if the player doesn't want to come, that's fine. I don't want you. Ferran Torres, the minute Ferran Torres walked in that office and said, I want to leave to go Barcelona, I guarantee you Pep said, fine. If you want to leave us right now to go to Barcelona, your mentality is not built for this club. Like it's,
and you're right on that, and that's also part of the reason why Chelsea have been pretty good at that. They haven't been as successful as City in the last few years, but when players want to leave Chelsea invariably let them go. They don't want people there that don't want to be there. You don't. Man United. I look at Pogba in this way. I love Pogba, but his head hasn't been 100% in Man United for, I would say, at least 3 years. But yet we persist. But we persist with the player, and it's almost, we need to take ownership. If I was in a relationship with someone, or I'll take it away from relationships, it's a little bit more emotive. If I'm working with someone that doesn't really want to commit to the terrace, so I had someone that was doing work for the terrace. The work was a little bit late at times. Sometimes it was great. I had a chat with them, and they were like, yeah, but it's not really the kind of work I want to be doing. I want to move into this area of the sort of industry. So I made a decision, and I said, cool, then I'm letting you go. You're a great person. I like you. But you don't want to be here. You're giving me 80% of what you can deliver. We're undercooking. You're undercooking. You're not happy. I'm not happy. Let's make a decision and move on. That's how elite entity. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm an elite entity. That makes it arrogant, but that's the kind of business decision that's needed at Man United. If Pogba was like, I don't know if I want to be here, what Pep would do, it's forget everyone goes, oh, you go back to Fergie's times. No, what Klopp would do, what Pep would do is say, then you're gone.
Look, that's why we didn't sign Van Dijk. The minute he heard that Van Dijk wanted to go Liverpool, he backed out.
It's one of the reasons why, when you guys have gone for Maguire and Fred and a number of other players that have then gone, oh, maybe Man United's better. City go, well, we don't want you then. Unless you want us 100, we don't care about you. And that for me is where that mentality starts from. Luis Diaz had just joined Liverpool. I guarantee you already he's in that dressing room going, wow, this is like a man's dressing room. This is a winner's dressing room. I think people come to Man United. I'd love to talk to Varane's the one I want to speak to. What's it like from when you've come? Like, what did you feel when you first walked in? I almost guarantee he turns around and says something along the lines of, I can't believe this is the Man United. The Man United we see on the outside with the badge and all the fanfare and everything compared to internally, I bet it's night and day. You
know how I know that? That's a fact. If you look at everything that Ronaldo said since he's been back, it's almost he's talking like, it's almost like saying that he plays for United now is almost spitting in the legacy of United at this point. Because every time he talks, it's like the young people don't listen. what's it called? The team chemistry is not really all together. They're not really listening to the manager. We're gonna need time. Ragnick needs time. Nothing seems like the United of old. And the saddest thing about this whole friggin' scenario for me, the saddest, most heartbreaking thing, we have a Liverpool fan, we have a Man City fan, and as United, we're the ones getting the sympathy. How heartbreaking is that as a United fan? That
nice
is
for me,
so
bro. It's nice
sad,
for me.
bro.
Listen, I wish you, man, gave me sympathy when I was at Main Road celebrating you like not winning the league and that. But the other thing, the only time I've actually seen Pogba really, if you go back to December, January last year, when you were actually in a title race, you saw a different Pogba. Because he had something to play for. He had something to believe in.
And I agree.
And when he got injured, you dropped off when he got injured.
But I agree. I think it's all a knock-on effect. It's hard to. It's one of these things. If you're everyone put yourself at work right now. If your bosses don't really care, you might have moments where you're really working hard, but then it's like, oh, I fancy an off day today. Well, I can have an off day today because I just can. No one's going to have a go at me. These things happen. United and Pogba were playing well. We drop off. I think sometimes players want to rocket up the arse. Like I like a boss like that. So in my working days, if I had a bad day, I wouldn't cry if my boss got in my face and had a go at me. I'd go, right, tomorrow I'm going to fire it. Now, I know in modern day world, bosses can't do that anymore. I used to love that at work. One of my sales managers once grabbed me by the scruff of the neck because I spoke back to him. Mate, do you know how many sales I did the next week? I was on that. I wasn't crying. It's just the way life was. Do you know what I mean? I got
in every walk of life. Even if it's your elder.
United have no mentality, and I think that's aside from everything else is going to crumble without that. We've got some super chats I don't want to miss here. Lone Trick says, "I'm sorry, but a new manager and players won't do much. You'll be back here in 2 or 3 years with the same problems." I agree. He sent that through to you, Daps. Thank you very much for the super chat. Who should be captain? Fred. No, we've already gone through that. Nabil here says United are not competent enough to sell 7 players and buy 6. You are talking about 13 player transfers. We are dead next season as well.
No, I don't think it's competent. I think there's a bit of on that board side. They bought Fred for £50 million or 40 million. They're getting nowhere near that, and I think they're sort of like, well, I'm not selling them then. I'm not selling them unless I get so much back.
And this is where they're trying to make business decisions, but they're hindering the football element. I agree. Even if a new manager comes in and Ralf does go upstairs, the Glazers will still undermine them. Well, again, if the Glazers still undermine them, then it's all irrelevant. CR37, not CR7. By the way, he did miss 2 proper good chances with his head tonight. He should have been scoring as well.
Good header by Rashford, though.
Which one?
So it wasn't Rashford. It was Varane. That's why it was a good header.
Varane, yeah. I swear Rashford.
It's because he went to the ref complaining, and me and Soups, I swore it was Rashford. It was Varane. It was a very good header, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Comment here from Joshua. Scott was literally marking the man, and Maguire helps for no reason, leaving a hole in behind. He doesn't communicate with Varane like Victor, and that's also a great. I mean, that's the bit that's embarrassing about it as well. Like if Maguire just stood his ground, he would have cleared that ball up easily, and we wouldn't even be talking about. We might not even be talking about this. It's crazy, but
Terry, don't you think Varane would be a better player if he wasn't captain?
For sure,
Maguire.
Maguire, sorry.
Yeah,
if Maguire like stepped down, knew himself, and just actually concentrated on defending again and not having that burden, he might be a better player.
I think so. I think he's got to leave Man United now. I think there are a few players at Man United that just need to go for themselves. You know, I always feel like with Donny, he's gone out on loan. How did he do, by the way, when he came on today?
He came on for the last 30.
Did he ball out? Did he kill it?
Now, by that point, Everton didn't look up for the fight tonight, you know. Delhi really didn't
Who knew?
Look up for
Who
the
knew
fight.
that an Everton team wouldn't be up for the fight?
Whereas Newcastle did, which Newcastle
point,
really did.
Yeah, the point I'm making is like with Donny, he needed to go. I think there was so much pressure on him to deliver. I almost feel like with Maguire now, everyone's watching for mistakes every time he moves. I don't think he's ever going to recover, captain or not, but there we go. Boys, I appreciate you all coming on, having your say. All the viewers, all the super chatters, all the new subscribers, thank you. We're back tomorrow with more content, more match reactions, straight facts in the afternoon as well. Until next time.